Greetings to all wrestling fans, welcome to Wrestling Station. Throughout the many years of professional wrestling, we've seen pro wrestlers with very different nationalities, backgrounds, and race from all around the globe. Currently today, especially in WWE, most wrestlers are from America or Canada. However, if we turn back the clock, let's say to 2006, there was one really menacing and iconic by today's standards Asian wrestler in the WWE roster itself. And yes, you guys probably know who we're talking about, this gigantic man, the Great Khali. And today we'll be looking at 5 of his most iconic moments. Number 5. Destroying Two Brothers. The April 7th, 2006 episode of SmackDown featured the debut of the Great Khali, who came down and interfered in the match between The Undertaker and Mark Henry. This incident made a massive reputation to this big Indian man, and obviously things didn't just end there because the Great Khali continued to feud with the Dead Man, until finally they got into a match at Judgment Day in 2006, and he was able to pin one of the greatest of all time in The Undertaker at said event. And that was the first big impression of the former Punjabi police in WWE. However, The Undertaker was not the only brother of destruction to feel the wrath of the Great Khali. Kane, the Big Red Machine, also challenged to face the big Indian man at WrestleMania 23, and Kane unfortunately suffered the same fate as his brother. So within his first year in the company, he's already taken out 2 of the company's biggest stars in the Brothers of Destruction. Now that is a very impressive first year. Number 4. An Indian helping hand. Another memorable moment of the Great Khali was the period after his retirement. Though he wasn't a part of the main roster at the time, he came back to surprise the fan in 2017. The big man came back to the company and helped out his compatriot, the then reigning WWE champion Jinder Mahal, as he was competing in a Punjabi prison match with Randy Orton. As the match was going on, Orton took advantage and was trying to climb out of the bamboo structure to win the match. Then all of a sudden, Jinder Mahal's theme suddenly plays, and walking down the ramp was not Jinder Mahal's twin brother, but it was, shockingly, the Great Khali, who came in, climbed a meter up the cage, grabbed Orton by the throat, and helping Jinder Mahal escape the cage and retaining the WWE Championship. Number 3. Attacking the Animal. As I said earlier, in 2006 through to 2007, the Great Khali had a lot of huge moments, obviously one of the reasons being because of his outstanding form. No one was able to stand up and slay the Indian giant, not even Batista, who later challenged Khali to a match at the next pay-per-view. However, the time of the pay-per-view hadn't even come yet. Hot-headed Khali apparently just wanted to finish it right then and there, and just brutalizes Batista. This made Ric Flair very angry as he was beating up his friend, so the Nature Boy himself volunteered to fight the Great Khali as well. The 16-time world champion at his age couldn't really do much of anything to the big man, and obviously lost the match. After the bell, Khali continues to beat up Ric Flair, and although Batista came down to help his friend, it didn't really amount to nothing. The Great Khali grabbed the animal by the head with the vice grip and completely demolished him. Number 2. His first reign as World Heavyweight Champion. On July 17th, 2007, in a 20-man Battle Royal match on an episode of SmackDown, the World Heavyweight Championship was at that time held up as vacant, and whoever wins the Battle Royal becomes the champion. The Great Khali participated in the match. 20-something minutes later, whilst Kane and Batista were fighting amongst themselves, Khali saw a chance and eliminated both of them to win the match. And it was that moment where WWE saw its first ever Indian World Champion, and also first ever Asian Champion. And number 1, inducted into the Hall of Fame. As time goes by, important things in the past, such as what we've mentioned prior to this, had earned him a big badge of honor and a spot in the WWE Hall of Fame. Obviously, he gained the respects of wrestlers and fans alike, so much so that his name was finally inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, class of 2021. And congratulations to the Great Khali. No doubt the Great Khali is one of the most popular Indian wrestlers in the world, as this particular BFG was an Asian representative to win the World Heavyweight Championship, and as we said, become the first ever Asian World Champion in WWE. Made even more impressively by the fact that WWE is the biggest wrestling company there is today. And he's not just a draw to Indian fans or Asian fans. I'm pretty sure every wrestling fan around the world has some deep respect for this man, and as such everyone should agree that he deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame. It is probably unlikely that he'll ever return as an in-ring competitor, but I'm sure we'll see him making some short cameo returns every once in a while. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to Wrestling Station for more videos just like this one about the pro wrestling world. This has been Wrestling Station. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.